Wait till a couple of you guys show up before I make this little. It's not such a big deal, but it's just irritating as hell. So let's see who shows up first. So I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you, somebody stole a big chunk of my sharpening stuff. So, what's up, Bradley? So, I had brought a lot of my sharpening stuff in the house, and I had not, being quiet because my wife and kid are still sleeping. I brought all my big expensive stones in because I had sharpened some straight razors. I had some customers that had been asking me about sharpening straight razors. I brought them in a bucket. I had them soaking in the house. And I had diamond matrix stones, well, most of my diamond matrix stones here in the house, because we found out that the new buyers, the buyers for the house, got approved on our loan. So that means that we are going to start packing stuff up so that when we can find a rental property, we can just roll right in. But I left my aluminum oxides and a couple of my diamond matrix stones in the yard, in the workbench, in the drawer. I woke up, I already took care of this. I woke up early this morning and I was like, oh, I'm gonna go out and start cleaning some of this stuff up. And I realized that my workbench looked weird, the drawers were open, and someone had stolen everything out of the drawers. Everything. One of my strops, like everything that was in there, in those drawers, was gone. So I rush ordered a bunch of stuff. There's a bunch of stuff that'll be here probably middle of next week. So if you've got knives here, on top of all the other stuff that's been setting things back, if you've got knives here that I'm sharpening that aren't like 20 CV and stuff like that, I can't do them right now because somebody stole my stones. And I mean, they had to have done it dark because they had to have done it overnight, because I woke up at 6 this morning, it was still dark. So that means someone, and my yard was open, they broke it looks like they ran into something. I thought I heard something last night, but I was like, I came in the house because it sounded like it was in the house. And I came in the house, I came into the kitchen and I was looking around. I didn't see anything, checked the garage, and then I went back to bed. I'm pretty sure that's when somebody was in there because they broke, it was in bad shape already, but they broke that because it looks like they opened that gate. I'm not going out there. It looks like they opened the gate because you can reach up over, and it looks like they ran into that and broke that thing that holds all the garden tools. But yeah, they stole everything up to, oh, no. Well, I have the flat stone for it, but that means they stole my 10,000 grit Edge Pro stone. So I rush ordered it this morning, sent a message to the folks at Edge Pro. They've always been really cool because I've always given their products, like they know who I am. So I put it in and they responded back. So this was about an hour ago. They responded back and asked me, you know, okay, can you give us a call? That's why I called them. And they're like, do you need these right now? I was like, as soon as possible. I'd like to get these knives done before we move. So they are on order. And other bad news, I was like, you know what always calms me down when I'm in a garbage mood, because I was in a pretty bad mood. I'm not gonna lie, those stones needed replaced anyway. So it's not that big of a deal. I was gonna have to buy stuff, not the diamond one though. Oh, I think they got my diamond plate. I'll have to check and see if they got my diamond plate because all my other stones are in the house, packed up. But at any rate, what always calms me down, I filmed a video of making, I was gonna show you guys how I make pinto beans and ham the way I do it. And I filmed a bunch and then proceeded to delete everything. So I don't even have that. That was gonna be a video. I was just gonna post that up as a content video because you can ask my sister. That's something we do. I've always, when I'm in a shit mood, I just cook. I don't think it was a subscriber. I actually don't, except for the San Diego police. Ooh, so you guys probably don't know what Ralph's casserole is. Ralph's casserole is so good. It's so simple and it's delicious. It's so savory. What you do is you slice thin tomatoes and onions. And you lay down a layer, and then you put down a layer of ground beef. I brown my ground beef a little first, not like completely done, but so it's not like all the fatty stuff coming out. And then, so I crumble some corned beef or some ground beef, and then another layer of onions, potatoes, salt and pepper. So onions, potatoes, salt and pepper. I don't even brown the onions. And then I put a layer of ground beef, then another layer of potatoes and onions, salt and pepper, and another layer of beef. Then you get one of the big family-sized cans of Campbell's tomato soup, and you pour it on top, and you put it in the oven for like an hour, and then you uncover it, and then you cook it a little bit longer just to get it to crust over. But so yeah, I saw Mr. Morgan, somebody stole my sharpening stones out of my yard. That's all. So, but you can watch that. But then we're past that. I don't want to talk about that anymore. That's enough. So if you guys want to know what the actual bad news was, that's the bad news. And this isn't going to be a very long live feed. So, I mean, it could have been worse. They could have stolen something important that couldn't be replaced. I have tried beans cooked in an Instant Pot. And I honestly can tell you, I don't like pressure cooked beans. They don't have the same texture, and I don't think they just don't taste the same as slow cooked. These are gonna cook all day. It is 8:20 in the morning, and I've already got supper cooking. I've been up for a bit, so. The thing with it is, with beans are really bland and stuff like that. You gotta have enough fat in it. So there's ham, and there's pork belly, chopped up real fine. A lot of smoked paprika. There's the other thing you gotta have with something that's bland like beans. A little bit of acid. So there's probably about quarter of a cup of rice vinegar in there. Hang on a second, I gotta talk to my daughter for a second. Hey kid. Your referral got approved. Oh, okay. So we have as many visits to physical therapy as we need. We don't have to do them like every week.
You said I had a doctor's appointment.
I already took care of it. They didn't want to talk to you. They just want to talk to me.
So I was able to go skating this morning?
Yeah, I didn't know they were going to call me at 8. They said 8:40. They already called me. It's not my fault. They called early. Oh, you got Amish in the yard? What the Amish in the yard doing? What's the Amish doing? I have never had. You know what? Everybody complains. I will say one thing. Now, while I am not a fan. Oh, okay. I am not a fan. Private insurance is better than what I'm guaranteeing you it's better than what I have, but I have never been done wrong. What I have is basically what you would get with the consolidated nationwide healthcare if they ever actually got it right. I have TRICARE, which is military healthcare. I've never had a problem. My daughter was born at a naval. I've never had a problem with naval medicine, is what I should say. I just called them and said, "Hey, team, U.S. Olympic team or U.S. figure skating team, their preferred physical therapist would like to start seeing my daughter again because she has more issues with her hip." And he's like, "Okay, cool. That's it." So I don't know what I made, but it was layers of stuffing, then pieces of bacon. I'll tell you, Ralph's casserole is so good because it's so savory because you got salt, pepper, and onion, and beef. And that's it. And then the tomato soup on top. And you just cover it. Oh, it's delicious. Just don't make your potatoes too thin. I used a mandolin one time. I was like, I'm going to make these potatoes so thin. It was not good. It basically turned into mashed potatoes. It's almost like a poor man's lasagna using the potatoes and onions as the starch component, like the pasta component. So, oh, that felt, oh, I've been trying to get that to do that for a while. So, the buyers got approved for their loan. We should be closing next week. There's going to be there's going to be a gap in content, and I'm getting real upset with YouTube right now because they have, hang on a second. I'm getting upset with YouTube because they've screwed with my monetization to a point where even with my memberships, what they've done is I have more subscribers, I've got more views, I'm getting more ad revenue. They're like, oh, well, yeah, but the amount you get for your ad revenue, we've got to cut that back. We're going to put you to different view. I was like, why am I now getting half of what I was getting 2 months ago? I haven't changed my content. I haven't made it any less viewer friendly. I haven't made it any less advertiser friendly, but now my, I've got a hair that keeps getting in my eye, and I'm trying to figure out if it's on my head or if it's on my hat bill. It's on my hat bill. There it is. It's a hair off my dog's tail. So now I'm like, what in the actual hell? No, it's still there. Maybe I'm just seeing things. Yeah, it's frustrating because, like I said, the channel's supposed to be self-sustaining. That was the whole point of the membership stuff, but I haven't had a new member in months. I'm not going to get rid of the membership stuff, but I'm like, I understand times are tight, but I'm like, crap, none of this is working. I want to do things for this channel, and I had that opportunity. I'm like, gah, now my revenue has dropped in half. I'm like, this is getting ridiculous. I just can't, I can't afford to sustain the channel right now on its own, and I don't have any money to throw into it. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with videos and content, but I definitely can't do any of the stuff I had planned on doing. So like the applause button and stuff, that was something that they did, and I was like, oh, that's great. And for a while I was getting a bunch of it. Now I haven't seen anybody hit the applause tab in a video in forever. And one of the big things is like this, there's 11 people here and only 4 likes. 11 people, only 4 likes. And that means that the likes help the visibility of the channel. And I'm just not getting I get upset with laziness and I'm not, my core subscribers always do like the videos and things like that, but I get upset because I'm giving away an item, and the only requirement is there's a lot of views on that video, but not very many comments. I mean, that makes it easier for you guys that are making comments. So, but no, it's just been a shit morning. My stuff got stolen. I filmed a video of cooking. Now I had to spend in those stones. Jesus, I got how many? It was like $130 worth of stuff. It's just gone. So, but like I said, they needed replaced anyway. I still love this. It's still a fucking great knife. And I know people get upset and they start leaving when I talk about like dropping likes and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I know. I mean, you have to go back especially if you're on your phone. But no, it's just I'm trying to give stuff away, and people just it just goes back to the laziness of people in general. And I'm not I am too. What can I do without putting on pants? What can I do today without having to even put on pants? That's why Amazon is so popular. But I'm trying to give something away, and it's there. I can't make a comment. Your comment could be the word yes or a thumbs up and things like that, and people still just don't do it. And I'm like, man, like a thumbs up emoji, that's any comment counts as long as it's not abusive. So I just don't see. Oh. No, I mean, if I can understand if people just didn't like that knife, if that's just something that they weren't interested, yeah, that makes sense. But the bead is definitely worth it. Oh, I was gonna talk about this. You guys, any of you guys that are outdoors guys that like bow hunt and you know the nocks on your arrows are fluorescent, so they're easier to find. Get one of these. This is a black light, but it's in a different wavelength. Frank Santoro, the guy from Elemental Breakdown, you've seen him comment. This is a dark beam. This doesn't have the same, like this is on, but you really can't see that purple that you get because it's a different wavelength. But anything that fluoresces, fluoresces. Wow, it really fluoresces under this light. Let's see here. I'll show you. I use this a lot. This is one of those gel. This was those gel highlighters. So, I mean, you can see it on there. Let's see if this is gonna pick it up. Well, that's not a good thing to do it on because that's white. Anything that will fluoresces way better with this than it will. Let me see if I can show you. Let's go in here in the living room. So like packages and stuff, see how they fluoresce? But it doesn't, like you really can't see it. Like this camera picks it up pretty well. It doesn't make everything turn purple like a typical blacklight does. See? So it doesn't have that weird purpley light. There's no overspray into the visible wavelength until it hits something that fluoresces. Like, I don't know. There we go. So like on this, if I hit it, I guarantee if I hit it with that. But what I was saying is if you've got one of these and you're looking for your arrow out in the woods, this would be great because it really makes it fluoresce super high vis. I'm gonna do this because that one package in there does not fluoresce on this brown, but we're gonna put a little bit of this. Okay, so you guys can barely see that, right? So it doesn't, like a typical black light just makes everything look kind of purplish. Later, wild man. I have to do a video on, I'm doing a video on Full 30. I may do it today. I may do it today. I've got a couple things that I was gonna do for full30.com. So if you guys don't follow me on full30.com, you probably should. I'm not gonna talk about the merch store too much today. I don't have anything to show. I put my sweatshirt into wash and my coffee cup hasn't shown up yet. So the coffee cup's on its way. But they have some, I don't know if you saw the PDM, that sweatshirt is nice. I wish the print was a little bit more clear, but it's that style of print where it's supposed to be kind of faded looking. It's well done. I mean, it's on there real well. But surprised that sweatshirt came and I was like, oh, this isn't a very thick sweatshirt. And I put it on and I was like, holy crap, this thing's almost too warm. It is, I don't know what the material is. It's cotton and polyester blend, but it is so warm. Like I was like, that is a great sweatshirt. So I really like it. I wish it was clean now so I could have it on. But yeah, I'm gonna push that membership thing because guys, I don't know if you know, I'm on a 4th video. I think I did a volume 4 of sharpening tutorials for the top tier members. And I had always said I was going to do a sharpening tutorial, but it was gonna have to be a paid thing. I thought I was gonna do it on Skillshare, and I tried and tried and tried, and they just didn't like the way I did my videos. And I was like, oh, once YouTube told me I can have memberships, I was like, ah. So I'm doing full sharpening tutorials. The next logical step is going to be grit progression, which I'm already kind of working on that video because I used this knife for a reprofiling video because this was horribly chiseled and now it's almost normal now. So I'm going to do grit progression on this knife so that I can give it back to Nico because this is Nico's personal knife. So just something, if you're interested in something like that, that's where it's at. And you can find all of the exclusive stuff, if you guys are members, all that exclusive stuff I do in your early access, that's in the community tab. But I also put up other stuff in the community tab. So I put up stuff for everyone. So just one of those things, like if you guys are watching this channel and you hear me talking about stuff and you're like, I don't remember seeing that. I don't remember seeing that. It's in the community tab. And I even put up links to stuff that I enjoy watching that you guys may as well. Some of my hobby stuff that I like a lot of cooking videos, science, really big into science videos and stuff like that. So if that's something that you're like, I wonder what Mike watches. A lot of times I'll put links to stuff in there. I haven't done it for a while, but like there's chemistry and stuff that I'll post up like, hey, check this out. This is really cool. Another thing, there's a guy that makes these off the wall, complicated things. No, on here. Full 30 is a whole nother channel. I'm talking about the community tab here. If you're a member here, you get access to full, if you're a top tier member. I have 3 tiers. There's one where only thing you get is early access. And then there's another one that you get early access, exclusive content for some things. You get entered into some of the drawings. If you go to my actual channel, there's a spot that says community. Not here, but go to the actual channel, you'll see the tabs where you'll see like community and all those things. And there's a join button, all that stuff on the main page for the channel. There's a community tab. And if you click on that, you'll see stuff. It's almost like Facebook posts where you post up something and you post up a link and then I can make a comment. I know you've probably seen it in your actual home, like some of the bigger channels, they post up some of the stuff, like they post up a picture, like, hey, this video is coming out later. So if you're a paying member, there's exclusive content there as well. And like I said, for the top tier members, I am filming a tutorial series. I think this profiling video was video 3. I think we talked about stones, then we talked about maintenance, and then we talked about reprofiling, which is the first step of actual sharpening if the knife is bad. And well, basically it's going to be, the first step of anything. And then the next step is going to be grit progression. And then, final sharpening, and I'll get into stropping, honing, different things you can hone with, maintenance of your edge. That's a whole series of those that I'm planning on sharing. Those videos are usually about 30 minutes long. But like I said, you have to be a top tier member. You have to join the channel for the top tier to get access to that. Like the sharpening tutorials, that's for them. And then there's some giveaway stuff that's only for the top tier members. Like this stonefish, the stonefish that I gave away was originally going to be only for the top tier members because that's like a $300 knife. But I had gotten so many new members. I went from like 10 to like 20 that I decided I would do that. But I haven't gotten any new members lately. I have stuff I want to give away. I just can't do it all the time. And then there's going to be other things that the top tier members will get as giveaways, like a free sharpening or a free anodizing or a free ceramic coating, things like that. That's what I'm planning on doing for the top tier members. Like do giveaways for all the members. And then the top tier members get like, send me a titanium knife, a titanium handled knife, and I'll refinish it or I'll re-anodize it, or I'll do that gunmetal finish on the blade. Or a stone wash on the blade, things like that within reason. We did one at the beginning and Nico still has not heard from the guy that won. I did a giveaway, which was to be a knife to go to Nico to get the scales hydrographic and a free sharpening. Nico did the actual video. So if you're a top tier member, go back and see if you're the one that won that. Because it wasn't even top tier, it was just a members thing. So if you go down through that, you can see like that video went up and it was for the members as a prize. And I put it out to everyone so everyone could see some of the things that we were going to do. But no one took advantage of it. Like I sent off the why are you bringing up another sharpener? Will you bring up my competition? I know he's a friend of mine, but I just have a different type of sharpening. I have a way of finishing it that's a little different, and it winds up with a lot of tooth. Like this is a very toothy, polished edge. he's putting a micro bevel. If he's polishing and then going back and putting a 600 grit, that means he's just doing the very front of it at 600 grit. I don't like micro bevels. Either the whole, I don't like sharpening just for aesthetics. Like this is a 1200 grit edge. I can get the same effect and polish the whole thing. Like I would be pretty sure that I don't watch other knife channel videos really very often. I'll drop in, like if I see that Jared is doing a live feed, I'll drop in and say hi. After designing knives and making knives and sharpening knives and then having to shoot knife videos and having to research the stuff that I want to put in the videos, I don't want to fucking do anything with knives on my off time. That's why I have a Twitch stream. So if I'm bored and I'm going to play a video game, I stream it on Twitch. That's if like I'm passionate about knives, but if you do that all the time, you're going to burn yourself out. Like, oh, hey, did you watch this? No. People are like, oh, have you seen this knife? No. If it hasn't come to me, I don't research new knives. If it shows up and it's cool, yeah. If I go to a show and I see a knife, then definitely I will find out about it. But I can't, you'll burn yourself out. Like Jared has not been doing it as long as I have. And he has a massive amount of content he's putting up, but it's the time frame. If you keep doing that, you're gonna just be tired of it. You're like, you know what, I'm fucking tired of seeing knives. I did it at one point to the point where I was like, I don't want to carry a knife right now. I don't want to look at a knife. Like I'm gonna put the one knife I know that I'm gonna use in my pocket, and I don't want to see anything about knives. Like I don't want to look at my knife case. I don't want to do any of that. You guys might remember it. There was like 3 months where I didn't even put up a video. I had burnt out on it. I was gonna recommend to him, like I know he's passionate about it, but you gotta temper that, or you'll make yourself nuts. I do, but here's the thing. Like I talked to Nick Shabazz, I talked to Jared, I talked to Jim Skelton, I talked to those guys real regular. And just a heads up, guys, I just talked with Nick, and he already filmed a video about the sea snake. I just don't know when it's going up. I was talking to him. I talked to him last time I did a live feed, so that would have been Wednesday. He texted me during the live feed, and I was laughing because he sent me a joke, and I was like, yeah, it's hilarious. And then I decided to, we texted back and forth for a little bit. So I like Nick Shabazz a lot. He's a really good guy. There's a lot of guys say, I bet that guy seems like a dick. He's not. He's probably one of the nicest guys in the knife world. He really is. And super intelligent. Same with, like, some people are like, fuck Jim Skelton, I hate that guy. And I'm like, Jim's a great dude. Elliot and I both love that guy. And I talk to him all the time. It's just like, they're really, really good guys, and people they for some reason get a bad reputation. Like Tony Marfione. I've talked to Tony Marfione a couple times, and he's a great dude. He likes some of my posts that I put up on Instagram. He's a great dude. His son Tony Jr. is a great dude. All the guys that work at Microtech are great. Like they're super nice guys. So, but guys, I've got to get off of here. This was just to let you guys know there's an announcement for stuff's going to be late because of that. Somebody stole my stones. So big stones are here. They're inside. Good with that. But yeah, so if you got something here, there's a delay. I think there's only 2 guys stuff here right now. I think I got everything else done and out. But I just gonna have to look. I might have to get there might be other stuff I have to replace. I think my diamond plate, the one I use for reprofiling. So the nice thing was this was sitting on the kitchen counter because I just sharpened my wife's kitchen knives and stropped them up. So, yep, you guys have a good weekend. My stuff should be here by like Tuesday. And like I said, if you don't follow me on full30.com, go over there because I have shot a couple of, I did an introduction and I did a video about tactical lights for firearms. I did it on that channel. So because I can't do it here, I was going to do a couple other little things. I was going to do some outdoor gear stuff. I have some I have some fire kits and things like that. I was going to do some exclusive content over there. And then I may have an item coming that I'm going to do a video review of. Nah, I already reordered stuff. So don't worry about it. So I've got too much going on. That's why I've got to get off here. I've got too much going on to even talk to anyone. I've been, my phone's just basically been on Do Not Disturb with a handful of people that have the availability to dial through. That's one of the nice things about iPhone. I can set people to a favorites list that can dial through. So no, I'm going to get one of the big plates. I don't like the little plates. They're too small. Even for me using Edge Pro Stones, they're just too much. You're going to have to watch it over again, Mike. I'm not going back through it. It's right at the beginning. So when we get off of here, I will talk to you all later. Drop a like if you haven't already done it on the way out. And I keep putting my thumb over the camera. You see that? That's right, because the X is right there. Let's do it this way.